2012. I am largely in agreement with the spirit, if not the words of Mr. Honorable Sharad Jadhav. I do feel that the office of the governor is an anachronism in a modern day democracy. But I do not agree with him when he says that politicians should be made governor. Nobody who is a politician who has any touch with the people would like to go to a gilded cage that the governor is in. He has no power. It's maybe a retirement benefit. He has no power. He has very little say. And no active politician who wants to keep touch with the people would like to go as governor if he has a choice. That is what I feel. But it's almost 63 years since we had the constitution. We have had two commissions and one committee to look into the working of the constitution, the Sarkaria Commission, the Venkat Chalaya Committee and the Punchi Commission. It is time to take a fresh look into the office of the governor, whether it is in consonance with the spirit of modern democracy. Till that is done, we shall have to ensure that the governor stays within the framework. That is, he does not do anything beyond what is prescribed by the Council of Ministers. He has limited power. Only thing is, in a hung assembly, he can call somebody to be chief minister. Then, if a bill is sent to him, he can give his assent, withhold his assent, or reserve the bill for the assent of the president. According to constitution, he has certain powers to grant pardons. But I see that most governors do not do the basic duty assigned to them. I'll give you an example, ma'am. There is this 5th schedule of the constitution. Provisions as to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. In 3 of the 5th schedule is mentioned, report by the governor to the president regarding the administration of scheduled areas. The governor shall annually or whenever required make a report to the president regarding the administration of the scheduled area in that state, and the executive power of the union shall extend to the giving of directions to the state as to the administration of the scheduled areas. Now today the scheduled tribe areas of the country, especially in central India, are hotbeds of Maoism, extremism, people who want to overthrow the state by force of arms. I want to know from the minister how many governors of these Maoist affected states have given reports to the president regarding the administration of the areas. The scheduled areas are being trampled upon by the multinationals who want to exploit them for getting the minerals. What role has the governors played according to the constitution in administering this area? Nobody will grudge an ex-governor the grant of a personal assistant. The total cost is only 1 crore 95 lakhs, whereas the total expenditure of the central government has crossed 110 lakh crores of rupees. So this is pittance, chicken feed. Nobody objects. You give the ex-governor a good personal assistant, let him write his memoirs with the help of the personal assistant. But, madam, it's time that the government in the last year of office take some look at the recommendations of the governor given by the various commissions. Even at the time of constitution making, it was suggested in the draft constitution that governor should be an elected post. Ultimately, when the constitution was passed, the elected governor went. But now there is constant difference as to the manner of appointment of the governor. We would like the governor to be appointed compulsorily in consultation with the state government. Now, if you see, madam, the Sarkaria Commission, this recommended to make the consultation with the Chief Minister compulsory. The Sarkaria Commission was appointed by Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and central government did not accept the recommendation of the Sarkaria Commission in 1988. Sarkaria Commission also laid down the basic conditions of a governor. He might not have participated in active politics for some time, should not be connected with the local politics of the state, should be appointed in consultation with the Chief Minister of the state, etc., Vice President and the Speaker. So, and Sarkaria Commission makes specific recommendations as to the power of the governor in reserving bills passed by the Assembly for the President's assent. We have not given attention to that. Now, the Venkatachalaya Committee, it also gave certain recommendation. They said that there should be a time limit within which governor should take a decision whether to grant assent or to reserve it for consideration of the President. We have not followed the report. Then again, Punchi Commission, they said governor should be given a fixed tenure of 5 years. Governor who is to be reprimanded or removed for whatever reasons is given an opportunity to defend his positions. Many times when political change takes place, governor is removed, but he is not given an opportunity to defend himself. And it also recommended on the governor's power to give assent to the bill or not. Now there have been great governors in this country. In our state, we had a governor called Harendranath Mukherjee, educationist, who was from our state. Normally, a governor is not appointed, madam, I'll finish, from within the state. But Harendranath Mukherjee proved to be a great governor. We had a great governor in the person of Professor Nurul Hasan, eminent educationist. And recently you had Gopal Krishna Gandhi, Gandhiji's grandson, who wrote a book on Gandhi and Bengal, which is a valuable addition to Gandhian. But there are also governors who are retired bureaucrats. Say for instance in Andhra, which is a troubled place, there is a governor who is from Andhra itself, and he has done nothing to douse the fires in Andhra. Yes. And he has been given extension again, the same man who is former IB something something. Yes. Now we must be a little careful in our choice of governors so that they earn respect of the people of the state to which they are sent. They are not to be cocooned in the cage that the Raj Bhavans are. And it's high time to consider that whether governor should occupy such huge areas which can be put to use for children, for common people in Calcutta, right in the heart of the city. We have a 200-year-old Raj Bhavan. Now can that Raj Bhavan not be put to better use? The governor cannot be given a more functional house. It's even difficult to keep that Raj Bhavan clean. Now it is time. We have been free 66 years ago. Constitution has been enacted 63 years ago.
Okay, thank you.
It's time that we get rid of the symbols of the Raj and make the governors vacate the gilded cages of the huge Raj Bhavans they occupy, which were built by the Raj for enforcing the empire on the people of India. With this, I support the bill.
Thank you, sir. Shri Saidul Haq.